This is just a quick video to show how I organize my week using Roam. I saw this somewhere, I think, on Nat Eliason's one of his courses. But what I do generally is I create a new page each week with weekly plan, and I usually start with the Monday of that week. Since I use Roam primarily while I'm working, um, I start with the work week. I have a text expander snippet that inserts this weekly template where I've got weekly goals and I've got daily goals and then a entry for each day. And I'll even go in each week and I'll add I kind of do this on Sunday night typically. I'll go in and I'll add the date for each day. And each day initially will start with no to-dos under it. And as I collect up, and I'll even do this ahead of time, sometimes I'll create next week's plan during the current week. And as I think of things, I'll start to drop them onto this weekly goals area. And I kind of use the weekly goals as a uh, holding pen when I don't really know what day I want to do it or want to get it done, if it has no specific due date, but I want it kind of in a queue where I can review it in context for that week. Um, so things will sort of kind of pile up here, and I'll nest it under work related things or personal, to try to keep them collected up. Uh, Sometimes I'll type them straight into here. Sometimes they're on other pages. If I have like a project page that I know has to dos on it that I need to take care of. For example, going on vacation, so I've got a project page for this trip. I'll actually, as I'm reviewing for the week, I'll go in and uh, and I'll open this up in the sidebar. So I had some to dos here, for this trip, and what I'll do is I'll like option drag the to do out, so it's still, that block reference is still pointing back at the block on the original page. So I'm not moving it away from there. That way, if I'm focused on just this trip, I can go in there and do my checklist, straight there. But it also can rest under my weekly plan. So I'll build up this list sort of like the queue, and I've evolved this over time, but I like Roam for to-dos because I can interlink it with other places, other pages, other topics, um, and I can still use tags to do kind of compound filters if I want to show only the uh, emails I have to send or something. I can scope that down, sort of like the GTD context idea, similar. So what I'll do is I'll go through here and let me collapse this so I can see more. I'll go in and I'll look at my weekly list, and if I have something I know I need to do on a specific day, let's say set this meeting, I'll drop it on the right day. And then when you're in daily notes for the specific day, you get a nice little snippet of that, that day's to-dos right there in line, right on the daily notes page, where you can check them off or move them or whatever. So I'll move these down, and as I go through each day, I'll check off these to-dos, kind of punch down the list, and then once I have, as the week's going on, and I come back and refer to this page, I'll star this weekly plan page so that it goes in my sidebar over here. And then as days finish and I either check off the tasks, or if I didn't finish something, I'll just drag it to the next day, so that when I look at daily notes in the morning, it'll have that kind of ready to go. And as the days finish, I'll just collapse these so I don't have to see them. But it's really nice because then when I go back in time, I can actually look at a daily note from a month ago and look at what I completed that day or what I had on my list for that day. So yeah, this changes over time, but it's getting into a pattern where even though there's some setup at the beginning of each week to queue up this weekly plan, that process of actually going through that is beneficial because I can spend the time to sit down and drag in all of the appropriate things I want to get done or need to get done. Um, and they all live in the same place with all of my notes and all of my daily activity and not in 3 or 4 different applications. So that's a summary of how I plan my week using Roam. Um, I plan on continuing to evolve this. I change this over time, but um, it's pretty. It's been pretty consistent over, I'd say, about 8 weeks. I've been doing this, and it's gotten cleaner each time. It's gotten more organized each time, and when I spend that 15 or 20 minutes going through on the Sunday before planning the week, it's been very helpful to kind of get ahead of the week before you're um, plowed into the middle of the work week and you haven't really even spaced out exactly what you want to get done. So again, I'll continue to evolve this. Maybe I'll record another video later on as I get this evolved.